Hello everyone, my name is Devashish Roy. I am the Senior Network Analyst at the Indian Cybersecurity Solutions, and today I welcome you all to this special webinar. And today's topic is network access control and segmentation. That is, we are going to talk about the software-defined networking feature Cisco TrustSec. So, network segmentation and access control is a very important feature to control the broadcast traffic and the network congestion also in the Cisco network. We create, say, VLAN or subnetting for this. So let's discuss the theory part first. So discuss the network access control and we'll understand the TrustSec and its importance in network security. So what is the definition of the network access control? Network access control actually refers to the policies and technologies used to secure a network by regulating user access. So if you are using any ACL, say for example access control list, you can use it in the, say, the OS level. Also we have the discretionary access control list or the DACL. So like you are controlling the access, like you can do it with the ACL in the Cisco environment in standard ACL, extended ACL, named ACL. So standard ACL filters the traffic coming from the source network. Extended ACL filters traffic from source to a particular destination. And named ACL you can give a name to a ACL. So this is like the standard access control mechanisms. And network access control or NACL enables organizations to actually manage and enforce security policies effectively, and it ensures that only authorized users and devices can connect to the network. So this way you can control the network access, because otherwise, say there is no control, there is only one broadcast domain, there is only one network, so everybody could access every other device. So you cannot let them happen. So you have to segment the network. That is the purpose of network segmentation, so that you can control the network access. Say some device will be able to communicate with other device, some will not be. Now what is the importance of the segmentation in the networking? Network segmentation, it is very critical in reducing the attack surface of an organization that I was talking about. That by dividing a network into smaller isolated segments, we spread the cyber threats of the, that is the spread of the cyber threats can be contained. So you can say, or any cyber attack or any network attack. Let's say in the network attack also, you are connected to the same, say the broadcast domain. You are connected to the switch. So switch is having one broadcast domain, as we know. So everybody is connected to the same network, say 10.0 network. So everyone can access each other's PC, because you do not have the router do not forward the broadcast traffic, but switches forward. So definitely that is the misconfiguration in your network. So you can have any type of attacks, unauthorized access, that can be done. So to minimize those, and overall network performance can be enhanced with this network segmentation. There are different types of segmentation. There is like the subnetting. You do the subnetting and you say create different subnets, 10.0, 20.0, 30.0 different subnets, and you keep the PCs in different subnets. That is one part of segmentation. And those subnets actually they are part of the VLAN or the virtual LAN. How do you implement the network segmentation? By creating the VLAN. Then now let's come to the Cisco TrustSec. So Cisco TrustSec, it is definitely related to the network segmentation, but it is related to the software defined network, or SDN. Actually it is related to the ICE, the Identity Service Engine, the ICE environment. So TrustSec is a security architecture developed by Cisco that offers advanced network segmentation and access control. So it is implemented without the need for a complex and static VLAN structure. So VLAN is a matter of the past, you can say. So VLAN is definitely created nowadays also, but say we do not create the VLAN statically nowadays anymore. We go for the software defined network because it is more advanced. So we do not say create the trunk links, or we do not actually configure the each access ports in the VLANs like the static VLAN. We do not do that. So that is replaced by the TrustSec. Now the Cisco says the VTP, VLAN trunking protocol, I can say that this is also being replaced by this TrustSec, because it was a Cisco proprietary thing, and nowadays nobody is going to configure it anymore. So in software defined network, Cisco TrustSec is there, and it utilizes a software defined approach to classify and enforce policies that I was talking about, the SGT. The ACL is being replaced by the SGT, security group tag, and the policies are based on user identity and other attributes, and it enables dynamic security postures. So ACL is also a matter of past now. Access control is stationary, it is static. ACL or route map you can use for some traffic engineering, but ACL is a matter of the past now, and we use a security group tag. What are the components? Number one is identity service, because it is related to the ICE. So definitely it would be the identity service, that is the first part. At the core of the NAC and TrustSec is identity management. So you have to identify the services, and the services determine who is accessing the network. So who is the person, who is the user that is going to access the network using information such as say user role, device types, and security postures. And also it allows for granular control over network access. So it is like, you can say it is like the permissions. You can say it is like the permissions in the any OS level architecture, say Windows or Linux, or say it is like the IAM roles, identity access management in the cloud. So first of all, it is the identity, that you have to assign the identity to the specific users. Then it is the policy enforcement points, or PEP. They are also critical in ensuring that established security policies are enforced at both the network edge and within the network. So you have to implement the policies on the networking, and these points help monitor and enforce access control measures. So it is all related to your Cisco say ICE, and it is related to the controller based networking, and you have to make certain policies, and you have to also make the policy enforcement points, and it facilitates compliance with corporate security policies. Next is segmentation methods. What are the methods to do the segmentation? Network segmentation can be achieved through several methods, such as traditional method is the VLAN, virtual LAN. Virtual LANs and more dynamic approaches like TrustSec, security group tags that I was just telling you, SGTs. Now each method provides different levels of granularity and control over how and where users can access resources. So you can actually create the SGTs, that is related to the software defined networking, where you can actually mark different groups or different users according to their functions or identities, just like the ACL, but it is more advanced because it is done through the controller. Now how to implement it? Planning and design. Effective implementation of network access control and TrustSec begins with thorough planning and design. You have to chalk out the plan, you have to do some research on that. It is crucial to access the current network architecture, identify necessary compliance requirements before you go for implementing it, because say you are running a very small enterprise. Do you need this Cisco ICE there? No, because you can manage the policies and all the features manually. But if you are running say medium size to MNC, so definitely Cisco ICE and software defined networking is for you. Deployment sizes for NAC and TrustSec can vary based on organizational size and complexity, and I was talking about this, that organizations may adopt phase approaches, and you can initially deploy on a limited scale before expanding to the entire network. So this is the thing, like you have to just sort it out, you have to say examine your network structure, and then you have to just incorporate it there. And integration with existing systems should be there, because there should be compatibility with the existing systems, like integrating the NAC solution with existing infrastructure is vital for seamless operation, like it involves ensuring compatibility with current network device, like say for example you are having some traditional routers and switches, so you cannot just throw out these traditional devices, so you have to make them compatible. Say for example you have to do some iOS upgradation, and you have to buy some say iOS XC devices, because traditional iOS routers are different and iOS XC or cloud based routers are different, as we know. So now what are the benefits of this Cisco TrustSec and Cisco ICE? The enhanced security, that definitely the security posture will be, definitely it will be boosted up, and it will restrict the unauthorized access, and by segmenting sensitive data and systems, organizations can minimize exposure to the threats and cyber attack or the any type of network attack, and it will make sure that only legitimate users can access the information, and reduce attack surface through the effective segmentation, and say the access control, the attack surface is significantly reduced, and it will be a containment strategy also that can limit the spread of malware and mitigate risk in case of the security breach, and it will protect the organization's data and assets. So this is about, you can say, that is the mainly the theory part, that is what is about the Cisco ICE and Cisco TrustSec, what is about the benefit of the network segmentation, and you can also check it out in the Cisco site. So this is the cisco.com. You can go here, and this is telling you about the software defined segmentation. So you need to segment your network to protect critical business assets, is saying, and Cisco TrustSec software defined segmentation is simpler to enable than the VLAN based segmentation. To protect the business assets, definitely you have to segment your network, and VLAN, there is a lot of complexity, because you have to traditionally include the ports, say the interfaces to the VLANs, that is a static or the port membership based VLANs. And if you go for the dynamic VLANs, let me tell you that you have to have a layer 3 switch or the network layer switch, that is very costly. So definitely this dynamic VLANs, that is not used much nowadays. It is slowly, I think it is going to be obsolete. Now policies defined through security groups like the SGTs in the Cisco ICE, and it is open through ITF, available within Open Daylight and supported on third party and Cisco platforms. It means that it is vendor neutral, so it is easier to implement these software defined segmentation rather than the traditional VLAN based segmentation. So features and benefits, again we have already discussed: reduce risk surface, segment device without redesigning the network, and it is micro segmentation. So you have to apply policies across the network, so you can get lot of information from the Cisco side, because see, the Cisco ICE I cannot show you practically here because Cisco ICE is not free, and also in that demo environment or sandbox lab it is not there, like you cannot implement any policy there. They will not allow you, Cisco will not allow you to do that. So you have to purchase a Cisco ICE, that is a controller. So in the packet tracer or any other simulator also it is not available till now. So you have to gather the information this way, like TrustSec security group tags, and share information with other group based policy schemes. So you have to apply policy. It will lower the operational expenses also, like TrustSec reduce operational cost by 80% and enable policy changes 98% faster than the traditional VLANs. And also it has a compliance also, control access to regulated applications using simple group based policy and tags, and also it has the compliance for regulations such as the PCI, HIPAA and DFRs. So how to enable? First you have to define, according to Cisco, first you have to define the security group tags or the SGTs for policies for users, application, devices. Then you have to manage policies with the ICE, with the Cisco Identity Services to define, manage SGTs and share policies across the domains. So these are the different features and of the Cisco ICE, and also you may like to check out the Cisco Identity Service Engine, because this Cisco TrustSec, it is directly related to the Cisco ICE. As you can see, the Cisco ICE is a dashboard like the controller, and it is giving you, say in percentage, is giving all the informations for the IP phone, workstation, mobile device, infra devices. So it is actually like the software defined networking. As you know, it is a controller based networking or the software defined networking, or it is related to the SD-WAN, the software defined wide area network, and it is having a zero trust architecture, and you just have a network map there and you can have different policies implemented. Definitely it's related to programming as well. So Cisco ICE, it is ready for your network, and it is giving you a lot of power to your networking, because see, nowadays networking is not traditional anymore. So you cannot have the traditional gears in the networking anymore. Networking is moving towards the cloud, and future is the automation. So software defined networking, it is definitely there, and you have to harness the power of the resilience, and resilience begins with this Cisco ICE. So I strongly suggest you to go for this Cisco TrustSec and Cisco ICE. And first of all, you have to gather the information about all the software defined networking part, like the Cisco Catalyst Center, that is a controller for the SD access in the lower level, in the LAN level, to do the automation. And previously it was known as the DNS Center. Formerly it is a DNS Center. Nowadays it is known as the Cisco Catalyst Center. Then you have to go for the Cisco Software Defined Access, Cisco Duo. So all these things, all this information you have to gather. And this information is very, very vital for your Cisco studies, because the traditional studies like the CCNA, CCNP, routing, switching, it is there, definitely it is there. But you know that nowadays it requires a lot more knowledge. Like you have to have some knowledge on the, say, the SD-WAN, software defined wide area network. Definitely Cisco has a SD-WAN like the Viptela. Also there is SD-WAN of VMware or Velo Cloud. There are different SD-WAN implementation, as well as the Cisco ICE. So Cisco has different courses on the Cisco ICE, on the Catalyst Center, on the SD-WAN, Viptela. So they have different branches of this Cisco, this automation, and automation is the future of the network engineering. So if you are a network engineer, you have to also know these things, because this is new. Now the traditional CLI based access is there definitely, but side by side this automation or the programming or controller based networking, definitely you should have the knowledge of these things, because if you do not know about this infrastructure, so definitely then you are lagging behind, because you are then the traditional one, the traditional guy who actually manages networking. But the traditional approach should not be there. You have to also be familiar with the modern approaches to the automation, because automation is faster. Automation achieves a lot more thing in lot less time. So nowadays network administrator or network engineers are preferring this automation approach, the controller based networking and Cisco ICE infrastructure in their security policies. So definitely it is very relevant to your Cisco studies. Even if you are learning for the CCNA, let me tell you, definitely CCNA 200301 also has a little bit of the Cisco, this, not the Cisco TrustSec maybe, but the software defined networking is there in the chapter. Actually the CCNA ends with the software defined networking. And in the CCNP Enterprise also you have this Cisco SD-WAN, a little bit of SD-WAN you will get in the Cisco Encore, not the entire, but definitely you have. And in the CCI level you have the very big part of the Cisco SD-WAN theory and practical. So I strongly suggest you to actually study these topics for your certification as well as your career initiative. So we cannot do the practicals of the TrustSec and the network access control now, because as I've told you, it is not free. But definitely I think you have got a lot of information theoretically about these topics. And there is a special offer running here that you can get flat 30% off on any course from the Indian Institute of Cybersecurity when you enroll today. And it's running at the bottom of your screen, and you have to hurry to fill up the form. There is a form shared with you and you have to just fill it, and the offer is valid only till 9 p.m. tonight. So definitely I want you, everybody, to grab this offer right away, because you will learn a lot here in our institute about the Cisco security and cloud and cyber security. A lot of things is there, and definitely it will enhance your knowledge on these topics. And definitely not only for students also, but after completing this course there is opportunity of internship also, that you can have the internships here in our institute. And also as a network or cybersecurity intern also you can have a great knowledge, and you can also have some paid internships also there. So there is a lot of offer, lot of availability, scope is there in our institute. So definitely you should grab this offer right away, and definitely you can earn also as internship also, like between the 3K and take 10K. So there is a lot of opportunity for you to earn also as a paid intern there. So somebody asks, or if somebody asks that if you can have some experience, you can definitely get the experience here as a, say, the learner, as well as you can have the interns, so learn as you pay. That is the thing. So definitely these knowledges will definitely help you also to get a lot of understanding on these topics, and also help you to enhance your career. Because see, the network engineering nowadays, it not only is based on the traditional networks on some, say, some static offices, but it is spread across the data centers and the ISP environment, and automation, it is the future of the networking. So that is all I have for you today about the network access control and segmentation, that is Cisco TrustSec. And I hope that you have got a good understanding of these topics and you will be able to understand these topics, analyze this, and also in future you all will be able to implement it practically as well. So I thank you all for watching and joining this webinar once again. I'll come with some new topic next time. Till then, keep studying and bye.